who has subscribed to my channel and left comments, likes, and or thumbs up, and the other way of saying that, it really just helps support my channel. So, and I'm going to invite those of you who haven't subscribed to my channel to do that now, during or after the video. So anyway, welcome. So this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus, and this is for the month of October 2021. So I'm using the unicorn cards to start off today as our overall view or overview for the month of October that may come up for you, and maybe like for some of you to take a look at as what is going on for with yourself and or with around you, because it's all about us at the end of the day, and this is so it's just some encouragement. Actually, I feel like it's going to be a lot, and just giving you a little bit of a heads up. Of course, that's what these reads are about. So on saying that, if this doesn't resonate with you, then just check out what your other signs are saying for you. They can give you, even if it does resonate with you, just check out what your other signs are saying for you, because it can give you a bit more of an overview of what could be going on for you during this month, and maybe help you make sense of some things that come up for you as the month goes on. Or you could be actually feeling or sensing or being in this space now and knowing that having a and knowing that something is coming up or possibly coming up in the different scenarios that may be running through your mind, or even something now, like I say, what's going on that you this might make more sense to you now, but it may also help you to, like, as you move through the month. That's where they're going with that, as you move through the month. So you may have got kind of like a bit of a heads up on saying that, but it's, yeah, okay. So they're either confirming it, adding to it, and just giving you an idea of maybe how you, or what to look at within yourself, and or maybe outside of yourself as well. But generally, this is all about us at the end of the day. Yeah, crack up. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm just going to do that really quickly. So we're just shuffling away here. So I feel like for a good portion of you, Aquarius, is that you are... it's got here, try something new. You'll only know that you can do something if you try. So some of you is maybe like holding off on an idea. And even though it may not necessarily be new, it could be something that's come up, before. And it may be that you're having to tweak something, or you're seeing that you may be tweaking something from an old idea, or or a previous idea that's come up. You maybe have tried it, and it maybe you think, oh, that didn't really work last time. But it's like, I feel what Spirit are talking about here for some of you, it's not all of you. It may, like I say, if this resonates with you, then just take what does resonate with you. If it doesn't, so just this is about you maybe like looking at that or reviewing that and doing a little bit of reflection on what was working and what wasn't working, and see if you can find a solution as to how you can make it work. Not force it, but you may have missed something, or you may have been thinking, oh God, that was too much hard work. So it's kind of like maybe you didn't put enough effort into it, or or something like that. Or maybe someone gave you an idea and you weren't willing to take notice of it. So this could be happening like right now, or this is maybe what's happening right now, and you're moving into trying something new, and you maybe just like not just shutting it down. So but I do feel, or whether it's coming from, the ideas come from somebody else, could be Spirit, could be like your intuition basically, but there's something about trying something new anyway, because you'll only know, you're only going to find out if, and we're only going to find out if it's, if we have give it a go. And we have this amazing gift and ability, and that is change or choice. We can make a choice and decision to change to do something else. So it's within our power. We're free to do that. And so whether it's free to change your mind about something, we have that freedom, and whatever it is, sometimes we make decisions and we based on certain things, information that we've been given, and maybe it's been influenced or into like accepting as gospel. And sometimes it's like, sometimes we've made a decision based on our own understanding of things, and sometimes we've made decisions on an emotional level, and no, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It depends on what that emotion is about, and if it's an emotionally like something that's a positive why you made that decision and that to go that way. And sometimes we can make decisions in a fight or flight sort of emotional space, and sometimes we don't even know. We don't even know why, fully why we've made that decision. So basically, because they're talking about, going back, sometimes, often we can make decisions based on limiting belief patterns, which we've just continuously done, and, continuously, was not really the quite word, but for some of you will see it like that, repeatedly done, basically. On saying that. So anyway, we're moving over here now to let go of stress through October. Don't take on other people's stress. Breathe it. Breathe it out now. Okay, with this one. Simplicity is keeping it simple. I feel like this is, pretty much talking about there. Put your energy into the basics and let go of excess. So sometimes this, which goes back to the stress here, maybe some of you may be looking at moving out of a job, something may be really stressful, or moving away from certain people in your community or in your family, and just like not necessarily moving, it could be, I kind of feel like it's not necessarily for all the wrong reasons, and it's like this is where they're talking about, being mindful about, where and why you're moving. So this is like coming back to you and understanding that. And, sometimes there are just like things kind of like stress out, we go in that space. And, sometimes we're just going to create a little bit of distance, or in the sense, a little bit of time. And so whether, whatever that is for you, and it's like just keeping, basically, like it says, getting back to the basics of things, and not, allowing yourself to not take your mind or to places where it doesn't really necessarily need to go. So then we have here, you'll know in the morning, which is really interesting. So when you wake up, you'll have a better idea about what to do. Relax until then. So I guess with that, this is, this could actually happen when you, something may be going on when you have, viewed this, listened to this video. And it may be something that may not come up until later, and you'll know exactly what that's about. So this may come back to you and think, okay, well, just wait until the morning. So your situation may not have come up yet. Oh. And, because these readings are generally a forecast. So, oopsie. Okay, no, I'm not taking all those. We'll be here for a month of Sundays. So there's something going on there. Okay, we just see. Well, come on. We've got one more card. What's the last card here? Under this last card, under the last unicorn card, or the fifth one, actually. It's coming up that Aquarius most needs to know. Okay, we're going to take that one. Definitely. Okay, there are three there, so we'll just take those two as well. Grandparent is the fifth card that's come out here. Okay, so you have a special bond with a grandparent that can never be broken. So some of you will get this and some of you will not. So just take what does resonate, remember, and leave what does not. So there's clearly, obviously, a grandparent there for some of you that's in spirit. Probably, but then on saying that, there may be a grandparent that may be not in spirit at the moment, and I'm feeling like somebody may have a grandparent that is not well at the moment, and others of you have grandparents that are still, that are still here, like I say, and that's not necessarily over in spirit or unwell at all, but there is something here to do with a special bond with a grandparent that can never be broken. And that is really awesome. So underneath that, we'll just see what comes up here. Well, those two there are coming, it's going to sit there. Okay, so underneath the try something new there, let's have a look at that. So, yep, here's the hanged man here, the hanging man in this card, talking about, moving, shifting your thought space around things, the way you're thinking about things, your mindset. So looking at things from another point of view, basically. Some of you, it may be that you're feeling like you may you're having to like sacrifice something in order to go and do something else. So there's some of you may be feeling a sacrificial sort of an energy there, in order to go and try this something new. But I do feel like there's something about a lot of balance as well, and finding that balance within you, because it's like imbalancing things out, and not really just going in your head and trying to work it out, writing it down on a piece of paper, getting it out of your mind. Gosh, that's actually felt already just like saying that, and then putting it out on a piece of paper, so you're not holding it all here, and then you can see it in another form, in another dimension, basically, and how you can, how this could happen, how this could pan out, how, that sort of thing, so you can plan a bit better. But basically, seeing things from another point of view. Now, we have let go of stress here, like we said here, and it's like the Four of Pentacles there, and so you may be holding on to something, okay? Generally, when we're when we're stressed out, we're holding on to something too tightly, and somebody may have pissed you off about something, I don't know, and somebody may have, and you might have pissed yourself off about something, and you may be holding on to that something, whatever it is, that is probably to do, and it could be someone, I'd say it would probably have to do around money or finances in some way. So you may be feeling like, not wanting, or not feeling like you want to expand or spend money on something, or, shell out for something, and fear of that you might lose it. So, or might lose it as in the sense, whatever it is may fail, or, if you're like if somebody's asking you to invest or help support them financially in some sort of way, that it may fail. The other side of that is like this could be to do around family. Then you may be holding on too tightly with things around to do with family stuff. Maybe it's time to like release that and let that go, and actually, have a wee reflection on what that is about. Like, because what we were talking about there, about the stresses that we can put on ourselves through either, buying in too much of someone else's drama, buying in too much of our own drama, it's trying to like pull that out. And why are we holding on to this, or why are you holding on to this? And that sort of thing. So, and therefore then when we start to unravel that, we can start to see actually what that stress is really all about. And then it's like, but this is all about loving yourself as well. So others of you, it may have something to do, whatever it is, it's like, this it could be about energy, your energy levels as well. And it could be actually like something to do with family, energy levels, that you just like, have not got the energy to spend on that, because it's like you may be holding on too tightly to something. And often when we hold on to too tightly to something, we can spend a lot of energy on that instead of opening ourselves up to explore and experience, more, and so we can figure it out, because otherwise we just stay in one box, a way of thinking, and that can take a lot of energy. But it also can close out this, block out all this energy that you could be like spending or utilizing and doing other things, new things, different things that lift your energy. And you may find actually at the end of the day, once you do that, you'll actually, won't feel like you need to hold on too tightly to something. That there is more. There are there's so many more possibilities out there. So it's like looking out there as to what else is possible that I have not known yet or seen yet, that I don't know yet, that's coming, that's meeting me, that I'm meeting, whatever. It's kind of like just shifting your perspective there, and how, with whatever. So, this is about holding on to something. So release with love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure. Also with prosperity and abundance taken along as well, because once we really unravel that, or allow ourselves to, to explore, it's, things start to happen. And of course, this is like also keeping it simple. Sometimes we so over fracking think things, Aquarius. So it's like, not just the, this is like all of us, not just the, I'm an air sign. So, not just the air signs, but, we all have the capability and, of doing that. But there's something about not being in control of things. So this is about keeping it simple. Simplicity. This card has come up a lot with all the reads. This has come up as well. Letting go of stress has come up a lot as well. So, with all the reads this for October. So there is something shifting in the air and the energy, and it's bringing up a little bit more for us to like delve into, so we can clear some stuff. So we can make good, clear, decisions that honor ourselves, and, and it it's like, but for the, for the greater good of one and all, for ourselves, and knowing where we stand and what things have, what we are comfortable with, okay, in this moment. So anyway, the sun is there. So there's something about, hope, and inspiration here with the sun. It's like there's something about also freeing yourself from whatever it is that has been, the words I'm getting that have been imposed upon you, whether it's thoughts, feelings, ideas, energy, a way of thinking. Somebody may have been, saying to you something about, be worrying about what other people might think, and, all those sorts of things. So this is about freeing yourself, this one, and keeping on that hope. And so you can allow, that hope and your dreams and, aspirations of where you're wanting to go to open up. So shine in that light, bring in that light, and, bathe in the light. Even if it's raining outside, just visualize that. Find a nice, lovely, meditation or some beautiful music that will lift you, or a lovely movie or something like that, that will lift you, rather than deplete you. But I feel like this is really just going back to keeping things simple, and back to basics. It may be that instead of getting out and getting takeaways, that, for a meal, it's looking at cooking a meal, making some time to cook a meal, committing to yourself, basically, where they're going there. And enjoying cooking a meal, enjoy it. Turn things around, shift things around, and then sit with the family and enjoy eating a meal together. Okay, even if it is takeaways, enjoy eating a meal together. Whatever it is whatever is simple for you. It's like going back to those things. It could be the simple thing for you is like bike riding or going for a walk to work or whatever. It could be, anything, whatever it is for you, going back to basics. So beautiful. It's like freeing, allowing yourself to feel free and open and to explore in that as well. So we have here, I'm going to go to this one actually. I want to go to the Page of Cups that came out last, but I've just popped it there, so I'm going to go to it. The Page of Cups. So there's something about exploring, talking about explore, new, you may find that your emotions may be welling up, and as you've realized that actually things, there's going into that sense of gratitude, that things are, aren't really as bad as what they seem to be, Once we go in and we have a good look at it, and being grateful, and being, in honor of ourselves, basically, where they're going. So I keep hearing myself say basically. So basically go back to basics. Sit in peace and harmony and those sorts of energies, okay? So the Page of of Cups in here is, talking about exploring, your emotions, basically, in relationships, and, around you, and, and just going. And also I'm hearing like you maybe intuition. Some of you may be like being more drawn to listening to your intuition and learning about discerning what is your intuition and what is the thought, and it takes a little bit of practice to go, to become more and deeper in that knowing of, yep, that is my intuition. So it's really like, I feel like this is like a really building on that relationship with yourself. It's like you're taking it into another space. So, and that's, partially that is about keeping it simple, basically. And then we have, you'll know in the morning. So when you wake up, you'll have a better idea about what to do. Relax until then. So some of you may have something that may crop up. And as you're like, working through this stuff or moving through this stuff, some of you, it may be some of it. Some of you, it may be the whole damn kit and caboodle. So whatever it is, using your intuition, you will know, because it'll just feel right. So something may come up and you'll know how to work with that in the morning. So we have the Five of Pentacles. So you've got the Four of Pentacles there. So there's something maybe holding on too tightly to something. And this is like the Five of Pentacles is like, there is something maybe going on, a little bit of hardship, but like going on there, it's like there may be something quite tight going on, or something might, I'm kind of sitting a little bit tight, a little bit upsetting, in the sense like, or stressful around money, family, energy, or something like that, or one of those things. But what I'm hearing is, like was mentioned before, is like there is something, if you know, quite often there is, oh yeah, here we go, there's a bigger and there's another person who is probably just as worse off, who is chasing the bigger and extending the hand out to help the bigger. Now, but the bigger keeps moving, is not, you know, is not taking any notice of it. And they've just, you know, there's something there right beside them, this tree of wealth, or tree of this, like this one here is normally in a different sort of a shape. I see them as a tree, but in other cards, but there's something right there that is, you know, that is not being noticed or not being seen. So what I'm hearing is like looking for that stuff, or, you know, remembering or realizing that there is something there that maybe you're not seeing that is right there. So they're going into, they're going into this gratitude space of energy. So it's a little bit like, I suppose, with the Four of Cups, in a way, where we're going, sometimes we're in that really, you know, sad, you know, sorry state of with ourselves, and going into self-pity and that sort of thing, and we're, you know, and there's, you know, and we're not seeing actually what is there, because in the Four of Cups there's a hand that comes, you know, from the clouds. So there's something to the side there, sometimes it's just a bit to the back, but we're not actually, because we're looking down, we're not seeing what is there. Same sort of thing with this. So it's like looking up, instead of having your head looking down, look up and look to the side even, because there's something there that you have not seen or you're not recognizing. So this is where they talk about the gratitude side of things. So in that sense, so there are 5 there. So there are 5 things. It could be 5 people, 5, oh, it's interesting, I'm just seeing like a 5-leaf clover. Normally there's a 4-leaf clover that's, you know, symbolic of, you know, a good luck or something like that. But what I'm hearing is like shifting the perspective of that, you know, looking and seeing what actually is there, and it's shifting that mindset, shifting that energy or that vibration, because if we're in that, you know, that vibration of, you know, poor me, blah blah blah, whether that's poor me like mentally, emotionally, physically, you know, or spiritually, whatever is going on, it's kind of, you know, we end up emanating that, and we breed more of that. So expand, you know, rather than shifting that and focusing, okay, you know, rich me basically, and being, you know, and seeing, you know, what we do have, and like working on, you know, shifting that mindset and that pattern that maybe you have bought into, you know, throughout life, through form, you know, through many different forms, you know, it could, you know, whatever that is for you. So anyway, there's a grandparent here that's come through for, you know, for you. And like I say, if this resonates, then just, you know, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So there's a grandparent here, and there's a 4 of Swords and the Emperor here. So there's something here with the 4 of Swords. So sometimes this can be, you know, laying down your swords and just taking a rest, taking a break. But other times it can be the flip side of that. It's like, you know, pick up, you know, even though you've laid down, take a break, don't stay there for too long is what I'm hearing. But there's, you know, there are different ways that energies can, you know, people read these cards, but sometimes it's like, this is about taking a rest and taking, like, I'm hearing like meditation, going into that space, laying down your sword and stop fighting things and allowing yourself to, like, you know, so you can see a little bit clearer. There's also another, okay, I was going to go to that one. It's also about, you know, with the, where are they going? Okay. You know, so sometimes there's also, like with the 3 of the Swords, is like disappointment or heartbreak in some way or form. So I feel like this is like, you know, this is like, in a way, taking that break, but don't lie in that for too long. This is about like time to get moving and get yourself going. So I feel like this grandparent energy here is saying, come on, it's time to get up. It's time to, like, you know, okay, pick your swords up. You've laid them down. You've had a rest, and, you know, and getting out of your head, and you're switching that mindset here, and to get yourself going, because we have the Emperor here, and the Emperor is like, for me, is like all the kings put together. So all the kings, when we get to that place, yes, there's not always, there's shadow side to the kings, like there's shadow side to everything, but there's also the light side. So for them, it's like, for me, when I see that, you know, when the kings come up, there's usually a balance, you know, with that. They've understood what they needed to balance. That's why they've reached to where they are. are. Not saying that it's always all good, but it's like it's not all good or bad either. So it's like, you know, so there may be something that you're missing while they're talking like that with you. But the Emperor is like bringing everything together, all the king energies, like the King of Swords, the King of you know, the King of Cups. The King of Swords is like he's more in control of his thoughts and his emotions. He's in his power. There's a sense of victory and truth within him. The King of Cups they're talking about is, you know, he's in touch with his emotions, and he knows, you know, he knows how to, you know, he's knows how to manage them better, and you know, as well. But he's also knowing how they're able, knowing he's able to express them as well. So you know, there's that sort of thing. And the King of Pentacles, you know, he's with that, you know, that grounded energy. So he is like, you know, works with a stability and creating foundation and stability for his family through, you know, working hard and working clever, but also working smart as well. But he puts in that time and that effort to get to where it is that he needs to be. Can also be a little bit self-critical and that sort of thing, but then there's, you know, we can all be like that. So on saying that, but that's kind of been like a drive. So there's that success in that sort of way. Not just, you know, with the financial side of things, but also with family and bringing family together. Then we have the King of Wands, who is that motivator, the one that drives, that, you know, motivator, the energy, the higher energy one in a way. That's how they're describing him anyway. Who is able to like just, you know, because I'm hearing not see the fear, not have fear of everything, but willing to give things a go. And so he, you know, then he takes the next step. You know, he tries that. He's not shy to, or they're not shy to give it a go. You know, this energy in here. So it's creating his magic. So bringing them all together is like there's the Emperor. So he's a very, comes through with an authoritative figure, as it could be a grandfather for some of you that is coming through here. As in, you know, he could have been the authoritative figure, so this could be an older male energy. So the fact that I've meant, you know, with all those cups, you know, king's suits or rather, whoever, whatever that grandfather's birth sign was or is, anyway, they're all coming together. So there's success in here, but this, I feel like this is about, you know, standing in your power and standing in your truth is where they're going with that, okay, with these two cards that is asking you to do. So we'll just quickly go through these because I've kind of like, you know, they've just gone on a tangent, and I don't want to be going on all day for you. Awesome. Okay, so the High Priest. So you're on, you know, you've been guided in a way. The High Priest can symbolize there's a guide, or you're feeling like you're guided to go somewhere. Could be this grandparent here, whether it's a grandfather or a grandmother energy, whatever, you know, just, you know, feel into that, what feels right for you. But there's definitely some, you know, spiritual guidance there for you. The High Priest is, you know, he you know, there's works with, you know, the number 5, I'm just knowing number 5 is energy. So the spiritual energy, there could be spiritual healing there for you. But there's something about, you know, definitely some sort of spiritual guide there or guidance in going on this journey. Could be more of a spiritual journey for you. Could be a blend of all sorts of things. But is, you know, but definitely something spiritual along the way there because you've been guided. And so the 9 of Swords here is like, you know, letting go of the stress here basically is like getting out of your head and not holding on to about what maybe the shortage of money, what's going on in the family. So, you know, and when we get out of there, we start to find solutions. So this is where they're going with that. The 5 of Cups has come up here with the simplicity here, and the Sun is setting yourself free in an emotional way, seeing the cups, you know, half full instead of half empty, you know, or 3/4 full instead of, you know, 3/4 empty, whatever that is for you. But it's like working on yourself emotionally to like just let yourself open up and explore basically. So I feel like for some of you though, on saying that, you know, this 5 of Cups has come here, so they're talking about, you know, like that's obviously, you know, for me I would say obviously like something to look at. Is what is the emotional attachment to things, and you know, working with how you're emotionally feeling about this or that, or just one thing, whatever that is. But basically what they're saying is, you know, keep, you know, freeing yourself of that and being in that hope space, that space of hope, but also keeping things simple as well, and not trying to, go 10 steps forward when you're back here, when you're actually at step 1 or step 3 and you're going to the next step is 4, so you just create more stress, and then therefore you possibly, emotions come up. Cool. So anyway, we'll just see what the last 2 cards are here for Aquarius, to just bring out, what they most maybe need to look at or view, or some encouragement. So what's this one here? Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. See, look, something's coming together. So with a little bit of, hard work, as in, and just working, committed to yourself to make something happen, or, create something. When I say make, it's not force, it's more like taking action. And, with this Nine of Pentacles, so there's something coming through there. And it could be, not just with, like I say, it's not just about financial stuff, but I feel like there's, once we get something going, everything starts to and unfold or come together. Okay, so there's some sort of, you're working on something, successfully working or bringing something together, because he's sitting underneath the tree, he's having a little bit of a break and looking at the world around him, what he's achieved, what he's brought together. But it's like, it's not over yet, or it's not there yet, but it's like, I'm going to take a little break and just enjoy what is, what I've brought together so far, basically, is where they're going with that. So, and then we have the Page of Swords. Cool. So this is you going out, taking that next step, and basically, and exploring from this, whatever it is that you're going, whatever it is that you're working on, and taking it and exploring it. But it's about exploring your truth, exploring, and making clear decisions for you, and where they're going, and working towards being in your power. It's also, where they're going with that. Yeah. Okay. Exploring your truth. What rolls for you, and what makes sense for you, and what is, and releasing this, this Nine of Swords energy, is because you're starting to see more clear about, okay, and there's a sense of victory in this, in a way, which is kind of like the Ace in a way, but there's a new beginning in the way that you're starting to think about things, and there's something is shifting, and in whatever it is that you're working on for yourself. So anyway, there's the Page of Swords. So that's really lovely, a lovely card to finish on, basically, because it means that, something is moving, and you're taking a look at something, you're taking a look at yourself, you're taking a look at something else around you, which allows you to be able to move, get cracking, and do whatever it is. So I wouldn't be surprised if you start feeling your energy starting to lift even now, where you're more able to go into venturing this side of things within you and within your life as well. Okay, anyway, I'm going to leave that there for you now, Aquarius, with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement and adventure, but also prosperity and abundance. Bye for now.